Hello and welcome to our presentation about TrilioVault for Kubernetes, the most trusted cloud-native data protection platform in the market. When we talk about cloud-native data protection on Kubernetes, we talk about stateless applications and also stateful applications, because back then, when Kubernetes was developed, everybody was talking about stateless applications and microservices, but these days we see a lot of as well stateful applications, even database providers leveraging the benefits of Kubernetes. So TrilioVault for Kubernetes is capable of discovering everything which is necessary for your application, no matter if it's a stateful or a stateless application, to be backed up properly and to be restored properly. So such as metadata, objects like deployment services, secrets, and context maps, and also for stateful applications on top the persistent volumes. So just to make sure everything is backed up properly for you, let's have a look at the actual challenges we have these days when it comes to data resiliency and the complexity of Kubernetes and the cloud native space in total. We face the same issues we have in the traditional IT, in the OpenStack world, and now in the Kubernetes world as well. Everybody is keen to enhance their infrastructure resiliency to meet compliance needs and also hit proper service level agreements and higher standards as well, improve the application migration, and also quickly bounce back from outages. That hasn't changed, but this got more and more complex and more hard to meet with the rising complexity behind. What is important? Let's have a look in the future. So by 2024, an estimated of 70% of organizations will be building production grade apps in Kubernetes from just 10% of 2020. So there's a huge rise of Kubernetes forecasted by IDC here, which we also see in the market when it comes to Kubernetes deployments. With TrilioVault for Kubernetes, you can ensure limited downtime for your customers. You can increase the trust of your brand and minimize outages, which will increase your reputation as well. And also fast recovery makes your current customers happier. So basically this has a positive impact on your revenue as well. Let's have a look at the actual TrilioVault for Kubernetes product. TrilioVault for Kubernetes is absolutely application-centric, which means once you've deployed an application via Helm as an operator, as a label-based, or just deployed your applications in a namespace, TrilioVault for Kubernetes is capable of identifying these applications and back them up in the most granular way you'll find on the market. So basically, you can go ahead and back up entire namespaces, multiple namespaces, or just a single one. But also, if you have multiple applications up and running in a single namespace, you can back up individually each and every one of them or bundled together in a very granular way to save storage capacity and costs. TrilioVault is compatible to every CNCF distribution out there, which is SUSE Rancher, IBM Cloud Pak, Red Hat OpenShift as an example. We offer as well a multi-cluster management console for you guys to administrate and orchestrate all your Kubernetes clusters in your company. We also offer click-driven workflows and easy-to-manage processes in our UI. We also have a third-party monitoring feature built in our UI in case you are a previous Valero user. So once you would like to migrate from Valero to TrilioVault for Kubernetes, you have a read-only monitoring section in our UI during your migration period that can be very helpful. TrilioVault as a product itself is packaged as an operator itself, and also we will be deployed as custom resource definitions, which means basically if you're used to kubectl or a OpenShift command line, you don't have that ramp-up phase to learn how to administrate Trilio via the CLI. It's the same syntax and semantic behind that. As an example, if you're used to do a kubectl get pods to discover the pods, you can do kubectl get backups or get restores the same way for the Trilio CRDs. So you can basically kickstart right away with the administration of Trilio. Let's have a look at the enterprise class and ecosystem tooling. We offer a lot of opportunities for you guys to adjust, fine-tune your backup and recovery scenarios So you are basically not tied to a black box backup procedure. So you can basically influence the entire backup and restore process to your liking in case you have certain scenarios. If you want to give Trilio a try, just go to our website, register for free, and download their 30-day free trial license. If you want to do more, please reach out to us for further details. Let's have a look at the multi-cluster data protection and management. So on the left-hand side, you'll see an example of Kubernetes distributions. We are agnostic to all of them. We are also agnostic to the storage, as long as they have a S3 compatible protocol or an NFS protocol as a target. We are basically agnostic to that as well. So storage agnostic here, and also cloud agnostic. So we don't mind if it's a on-premise, a off-premise, or any of the common hyperscalers out there. We are agnostic to that one as well. So no login on all these levels. The same way we are agnostic on a package management, cloud agnostic, storage agnostic, and also distribution agnostic, just to make sure you as a customer are not locked into anything here. Coming to the packaging and marketplaces. So we're basically available on every marketplace you can think of. For example, if you go to the Rancher marketplace and search for Trilio, there will be just one icon. Click on that. If you want to try Trilio, there's an install button. Just click install and everything will be set up for you that you can kickstart your journey with Trilio right away. Let's have a look at the SUSE Rancher ecosystem. So you see all these well-known applications and bits and pieces of the SUSE Rancher ecosystem. And Trilio is just another part of it. It's just another application you can install via the marketplace, and Trilio is instantly capable of backing up the workloads from either K3s, RKE, RKE2, whatever you like to choose to be administrated by SUSE Rancher. We can do the backup and restore journey for your distribution of your liking. Let's have a look at a short example. We have a cluster on the left-hand side, a SUSE Rancher cluster on the left-hand side. We have an application on top, and we have captured that application and backed up to the AWS S3 target on the right-hand side. We could restore this application to the same SUSE Rancher cluster if you like to, but also we could back it up to another cluster, somewhere else, on-premise, off-premise, whatever you like. Important to understand is that TrilioVault for Kubernetes itself is a stateless application, so you don't need to back up TrilioVault. The only thing you need, for example, if that cluster at the bottom is a brand new cluster, you just have installed Trilio, and you would like to leverage this cluster as a restore target for your applications because you have a disaster scenario here. The only thing you need is the credentials to that AWS S3 bucket. That's could be an NFS as well, but in this case, it's an AWS S3. Use a vault to remember the credentials, set up the credentials, and Trilio will identify the backups lying on that target and would offer you how to restore it to your cluster in case you have an emergency. That's all you need. Very easy. Let's come back to the use cases. We have spoken about the backup and recovery use cases. We could leverage Trilio as a disaster recovery or also as a data mobility solution. So it is not always a disaster. Sometimes you just want to ship applications from A to B. It could be as well a migration scenario, upgrading from one major to another major distribution version. So you can leverage Trilio here as well. But also you can migrate from a different distribution to another distribution, and you can leverage Trilio here also. And as well, we will go in a little bit later in a much more detail about ransomware and how to protect your actual backups. Talking about security and ransomware protection. Coming to security attacks. So Trilio is following the NIST standards and also the National Cybersecurity Center of Excellence best practices when it comes to security and hardening of our own product. So what does that actually mean? When we talk about ransomware protection, this is a very common topic these days, that attackers try to get hold of your data, they encrypt the data, and they force you to pay ransom to get the data back. Encrypting your data doesn't help because they double encrypt your data and you have still the same issue. Trilio has a solution for that. As I mentioned before, we are following the NIST and the NCCOE standards to harden our own product to make it safe and secure, but also we offer a solution to leverage a so-called object logging functionality to make sure your data can't be changed on your destination target. Nobody can change the data, not even admins or root on this account can change the data, just to make sure this data is safe and secure stored on that target. In terms of the NIST security best practices, we follow the identify, protect, the detect and mitigate, and the recover pillars available on that best practice. Trilio covers basically all the bases here and ticks all the boxes. Let's talk about automation and orchestration. So we see one of the three biggest automation tools on the market, like Terraform, Chef, and Ansible. We are compatible to them, but also we are compatible to every other automation tool which can speak to Kubernetes. You can leverage whatever you have already in place in your company to administrate Trilio if that tool can speak to Kubernetes. As a quick example here, we have an Ansible installation, and we will have a quick example how to create a target. This could be an NFS, this could be an S3 storage, this could be an Azure Blob storage. And we create a backup plan, a policy for a MySQL application which has 3 pods and 1 database running. And you will see that this 3 YAML files, but you can also do this in 1 file as well. It's just for showcase purposes here. We will create a target, we create a policy, and then we actually create the backup. So we trigger the backup with the last YAML file. You see this listed on the right-hand side. And in this example here, we will see that there is actually no backup plan. I mentioned before, same syntax as you are used to already. And we execute the Ansible playbooks here to create a backup plan. It's just some lines in that backup plan. It's very easy. And you will see that the backup plan has been created by Ansible. What we do now is we will check, okay, kubectl get backups. There's no backup existing. And we will now trigger the backup policy we have just created by the next Ansible playbook. You will see this is a very quick process. And now we will see we have the pods running. I mentioned before, 3 application pods and 1 MySQL database pod. And we have a backup existing. It takes a while. In progress. It's not a big application, so in total it should maybe take 1 minute. Now it's in progress and the backup is available, which means the backup has been done already. This is just a quick example how to leverage Ansible to do an automated backup. Let's talk about a very interesting feature we offer as Trilio, so-called etcd backup, which is basically the etcd is a database of Kubernetes, basically the brain of Kubernetes where every configuration has been stored. And we have seen many customers demanding this feature to complete their entire backup and recovery strategy. So we as Trilio, we have this functionality in place. We will showcase it on the European KubeCon in Valencia this year. So we have it ready for OpenShift. It will be ready for Rancher soon, and Tanzu will follow. This is an automated process. It's a CLI based, because in the case of an emergency, you might not have a UI available. So it must be a CLI based feature. We know that there is a way existing, but it's a very complicated way to do this, to do the snapshot process from the etcd database. We have automated it to make it much more easier, and we leverage all the principles and methodologies we have in place for the Trilio backup for the workloads to leverage the same procedures to make it as easy and seamless for you guys as possible. Another very interesting feature is our so-called continuous restore feature, and we will showcase this as a tech preview on the European KubeCon as well. So we have seen a high demand on towards and pressure towards RTO times, especially in the telco and financial industry, and also in the automotive industry. We have seen a lot of, pressures, reducing RTO times, being quicker in terms of restore and processes like that. So we have developed a feature called continuous restore, which is a very cool functionality to reduce downtimes, to reduce RTO times, and basically the ability to stage data at multiple sites as well. The value of it is you remove any dependency on the underlying storage. The RTO time will decrease and site availability will be increased. Let me show this in a animation. So we have on the left hand side, we have our, for example, private cloud Kubernetes distribution, and we have our backup target repository in the middle. So, and we have 3 different clusters as an example for a kind of a multi-hybrid cloud scenario. We have a AWS, we have a Google Cloud, and a Tanzu Cloud environment on the right-hand side. And we would like to reduce the time it takes to restore an application to the absolute maximum. So what we do now is we try to visualize a continuous restore. So we have a backup being stored on the backup repository, and it will be automatically be staged on these 3 clouds on the right-hand side. So it's there, it's available to be restored right away. And we can do this in different scheduled times, like 5 minutes, 1 hour, and 24 hours in this scenario. And what does that actually mean? So we have the backup repository in the middle, and we have now the existing, let's say, applications, workloads, services, whatever you have backed up already on the target clusters on the right-hand side available, ready to be restored right away. What does that actually mean? In case of a scenario, for example, the private cloud on the left-hand side is not available anymore and you have a big issue, you can trigger a restore on one of these clouds right away. Because the data is already there, the application is already there, the services, so metadata and data is already there and can be restored in no time. So you don't lose time in terms of downloading or uploading data to a certain cluster, building all the application. It is already there and just has to be, let's say, activated. Very nice feature. And as I said, it will be showcased as well at the KubeCon this year. And you will definitely hear more of that in the near future. Let's talk about the UI as well. As I mentioned before, it will discover all your applications, all your workloads. It will offer intuitive management for the backup and restore functionalities. It will offer workflows to make it easy as possible, and offers you the migration capabilities and also monitoring and health and performance metrics for your governance and compliance use cases. Speaking about governance and compliance, as a company, you might have multiple tools already in place, especially about observability. And we offer a couple of integrations on our website to make it very, very easy to use our existing tools with Trilio. For example, we offer a templates and predefined dashboard for Prometheus and Grafana, so you can monitor our application the same way you do for all your other applications as well. In terms of compliance, we are very platform agnostic, as I mentioned before, which is very, very good in terms of your risk control, because you're not locked in as a company to a certain cloud, to a certain product, to a certain backup format, for example, which reduces the risk because you have always the optional way of going somewhere else. Trilio itself is stateless, which is good because you don't have to backup Trilio itself, which reduces the risk as well. And we follow certain security standards and best practices, which reduces the risk in terms of security issues. Again, from a governance perspective, Trilio leverages all the functionality, for example, the RBAC system of SUSE Rancher and all the security functionalities and processes it has in place for Trilio as well. In terms of quality assurance, so how do we ensure the quality of our software? So we have our own principles. As I mentioned, we follow the industry standards, but also if we go to a marketplace like the SUSE Rancher marketplace, we get tested by SUSE as well. Double checked if we follow certain standards, if we follow their standard, the quality standards, we get basically, we go through layered quality gates of these kind of vendors at marketplace offerings. And then from an observability standpoint, we offer all these integrations to your existing tool ecosystem to reduce costs on your side. From a customer success management standpoint, we have 10 plus years experience like no other competitor has in that space from the cloud native data protection area since OpenStack. So we leverage this experience to treat our customers the optimal way and the most efficient way. We have trusted advocates to realize maximum value with Trilio. We have strategic partner that accelerates time to value with proactive management. We have a 24/7, 365 support. We have dedicated training and webinars and offer on-demand content for you and the ability to react to customer needs and challenges. I hope you found that presentation helpful. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.